happening? Just got done doing some test shots with my little invention here. The LUX-ORB. I've got 5 test shots for you to see. One is my ugly mug sitting in the chair in front of the backdrop here. Sorry, I've been kind of busy all day. I did test shots at, pardon me. Yeah, all shots were 1/60 of a second, f5.6, using my LUX-ORB. I gave it a stop in the third overexposure, but then I removed it and gave it a stop in the third at TTL with a stop in the third over to show you illumination at that. Then I gave it full TTL as it was meant to be with no flash compensation. Still all shots at 1/60 of a second, f5.6. Sorry, the portrait shot is just me sitting in a chair. I don't have any sexy model to show you. I've always actually used shells with their iridescent colors and their transparent natures and textures as test devices. So I also did a tabletop test shot at full TTL on both. All these shots are actually TTL. The only difference is that I turned off the zoom head when using my LUX-ORB here, because the zoom head moves in and out, and turning it off, I still have it in TTL mode, and turning it off and dialing it into 24 millimeters, the zoom head is all the way flush with the front of the flash head, which is where I wanted it. So that, and typically there's only 3 caveats. 1, turning off the zoom head, which is no big deal. Number 2, minimum working distance is typically 12-13 feet, unless you want to bump up the exposure some. And third is typically a stop or a stop and a third additional flash compensation. So that's no big deal either. It's incredibly lightweight. The wraparound effect and the histograms on my ugly mug on the shot are exactly what all other test shots show, but I thought I'd do these for you rather than showing you me using this with some family members. I thought, since you're familiar with my ugly face, I'm not about to show you family members that I've used this device on. So anyway, check out the links below and tell me what you think. Not a commentary on my ugly face in the portraiture. Obviously, that is that's not specific to you, but you know, the wrapper just actually on all automatic with no flash compensation at all. It is just typical boring. You know, I'm always telling you about getting the speed light off the camera, get the damn light off the camera, which is true. However, ring lights are meant for certain uses, and of course this is a ring light. As you can see here, we have parabolic, we have a cone, a secondary, and a reflector as a primary. This is the glitter cone, the secondary one. The first one is a regular Mylar reflector, which also works equally as well, however slightly different effect. So all these shots were using the glitter reflector, and like I said, I've built about 10 or 12 ring lights over the past 20 years. They all have things in common that with themselves that they don't have in common with mine. And I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling this device. I gave you the link below in the prior 2 videos about where to download this and build it yourself for $5. Mine is the most lightweight, the most easy to assemble and disassemble. Mine's the smallest. Mine has the best effect. And mine is definitely the most simple. The other ones, mine actually looks professional. I mean, I could replace the wire with something else, but I actually do not consider that wire to be unprofessional. I've seen actually other photographic devices which use stuff that is far more strange than that. So a simple 12-gauge wire to hold up. The thing also weighs less than any other device, so it's the lightest, the smallest, the easiest to assemble and disassemble. Packs up the smallest, it weighs the least, gives the best effect. And I think it's absolutely unique. Let you take the test shots take a look at the test shots yourself. The only thing on the shell shots is that since I'm operating at like 11 feet on the tabletop with the shells, I cropped in identical on both. Everything else is no alteration on color or contrast, okay? Nothing at all, nothing done at all. And I shot them all in JPEG, so I wouldn't have to do any RAW conversion. Which I don't want to shoot in RAW, so I want to make sure I left the shots unedited. Let you download them, but let me see what you think. And I consider this device unique. And for portraiture, you know, if you build it yourself, you know, I gotta toot my own horn, but I mean, you can type in, do a Google search on ring lights. I mean, you've seen people using bread pans and all these convoluted devices that actually mirror the flash, the speed light ahead, down to an extremely obnoxiously elaborate device. And the serious flaw that the rest of the devices have is you think that, you know, I'm giving a stop or stop and a half compensation when using my LUX-ORB, but these things you gotta bump it up to 3, and that's still almost not enough because they're actually redirecting the light so many different places. Mine's going to a conical secondary reflector, back to the primary reflector, and then out to the test subject. There is just a hair, a very, very slight bit of warmth, but there's no clipping in the histograms. I'll let you take a look at the shots and see for yourself. Like I said, test shot number 1 is with my LUX-ORB with a stop and a half compensation. All shots are 1/60 of a second, f/5.6. Test 2 is without the LUX-ORB, a stop and a third compensation, all identical. Shot number 3 is exact same thing without the LUX-ORB with 0 flash compensation. Test shots number 2 and 3 without the LUX-ORB. Defined, boring, dull, you know, angle of incidence equals angular reflection. This is why I don't use a speed light on top of a camera. And that's why you see every professional, whether they're in studio or on location, is always trying to get their light off their damn camera. Oh, additionally so, the lights I have here for illumination on my face right now, they're all turned off. The room is totally dark. So the only point source of illumination was from the speed light, with or without my LUX-ORB Invention here. So I want you to take a look and let me tell me what you see. I would have done this video last night, but I was just insanely tired. You know, got stuff to do, normal everyday nonsense, and sometimes we don't always get to what we want to. So thanks for watching, and let me know what you think, and give me any comments below, and I'll catch you later. Bye. Listening to some music here. Thank you.